This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, thank you guys. So today we are just talking about some Microsoft certified Azure Security Engineering Associates AZ 500. So I expecting that all the guys have some basic fundamentals knowledge about the Azure platform. It's a cloud security platform. So we have some different vendors clouds right now. First thing is the Azure, okay, and the AWS, and also Google Clouds, OpenStack, CloudStack, Nutanix, Alibaba. We have different clouds in the market right now, but Azure is one of them. It is leading the industry right now. Okay, it is competition between the AWS Azure. So the thing is important to understand. Some lots of the Indian companies are basically procuring the Azure side of things.
Mahesh, excuse me. Mahesh, one user is there. He open his front camera. Can you? This guy, one user is.
Okay.
Can you just?
Okay, which one? I'll just take a look. Quick second here. Please, you know what? We don't require the videos. Please, you know what? Hide your videos, my dear friends. We doesn't require your video.
Seems he's not audible.
I don't know what is the name of the person.
Sorry, sir. Actually, I'm new to this software. Can you please tell me how can I hide the video?
Just click on the video box is there. The Zoom. Just click on
the where is I mean there are three options coming in the center. So video options, you can click on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No. Yes, thank you. Thank you, sir.
No problems. No.
Okay. So is anybody? Okay. So guys, my request to all of you, please keep your audio and your videos you know what, mute. And at the same time, we are just talking about here because we have number of candidates and we have number of things we need to cover in this particular 2 hours session. So I request all of you, please keep the things as what I'm requested to you right away. Okay, so I expecting to all of you guys because we are going to study some Azure security fundamentals of AZ 500. So you know what, the requirement of Azure security is the basic fundamentals of clear of the architectures, the framework, the blueprint, the basic things you need to be understand before we going to the AZ 500 certification sort of things. Okay, so if you just take a look from here, we have some role-based certifications available. Okay. Okay, so we have some fundamentals available right now. So we have Microsoft certified Azure fundamentals options. Okay, so whatever guys you need to be, you know what the fundamentals should be clear or Azure sort of things. Okay, and then we have second fundamental is associate level, and then we have expert level. Okay, and then there's some specialty sort of certification available right now. Okay, so the important to understand here, we have associate, we have different certifications available. There's Azure certified Azure administrator associates. The second one would be the Microsoft certified Azure developer associates, and we have Azure security engineer associates. And we have another one is Microsoft Azure DevOps engineers certifications is also available. Okay, so the guys, it's important to understand here we have some associate levels. So we have the basic fundamentals will be clear in the associate levels, and then we go to some expert level sort of thing. So the AZ 500 is sort of, you know what, associates, and also you can go for further the expert level sort of things. Yeah. Please, so other one can got some issues? Okay, thank you. Okay, guys. So as if you're working in the IT industry, okay, as a security person in the company, and what sort of things you required. So Azure security engineers required need to be implement some security controls, maintain the security postures, managers identify and access, okay, the products data and applications and networks to identify and remediate vulnerabilities, using the variety of security. Okay. Yes. So identify and remediate the vulnerabilities and using the variety of security tools, implements threat protections and response to security incident escalations. As an Azure security engineers, candidates often serve as a part of a large team dedicated to cloud-based management and security, and may also secure hybrid environments as in part of end-to-end infrastructure. So matter of fact that if you're working in a company where you need to be deployment of the Azure security fundamentals. So first of all, you need to be understand the identity access management, the postures, or the how to protect the data, the applications, and the networks production sort of things you need to be take care at the same point of time. Okay, so we have some paths available right now. So we have learning the path of Azure Security Engineer Associate. So we have mostly we have the 4 types of domains. We can see that into the security platform. So identify and access management sort of thing. So we need to understand the different users. Okay, is accessibility sort of things, rollback access sort of things, privileged access management sort of things. Okay, we have security operations sort of things, and we have some platform protection sort of things, and we have data and applications how it's going to working. So as a security guys, you need to be take care of the identify and access management how it's going to working, and security operations how it's going to working, and platform protections and data and applications how it's going to working, right? And then you once you have this understand all sort of things, then there's the AZ500 Azure security technologies is going to working for you, my dear friends. And then you just going to for certification. So we have the thing is important to understand. We have some 150 minutes questions is available and 30 minutes instructions you need to provide, and we have some Microsoft providing some labs as well of Azure. So you can just go to the Microsoft sites, and then you can access the labs of the Microsoft. Okay, so we just coming to the point right now. So what sort of things we're just talking about here, and what needs to be learning in the AZ500, and which are the security features in the Azure things. And okay, so these sort of things we have just talking one by one as an examination prospects and also learning prospect as well same time. So the manage and identity and access management sort of thing. So this is 20-25% is going to working. So what are inside this identify and access management? We will just talking sometime later in the next slides. And implement platform protection. So what sort of platform protections things we need just talking about is just we have to speaking. Okay, so this is 35 to 40% of the weightage of the examinations prospects. Mainly security operations, we have 15 to 20% is these things, right? And secure data and applications is the 30 to 45% of the weightage of the examinations. So matter of fact that if you're going to appearing for the examinations of AZ500, so that you need to be understand, implement, paid for protections things, and you also understand the security data and applications. These are the 2 weightage things, and then you need to be take care about it. So here we go. What are the things inside this manage and identify accesses is there? So we have, you know what, configure in Microsoft Azure Active Directory workload. Okay, so in this, you know what, the identify access management. First of all, you need to be understand that how to deployment, how can be migrations of existing enterprise users from the Active Directory. Okay, so we required some Azure Active Directory, you know what sort of things. So all the users going to be migrate into your AWS existing infrastructures to your Azure Active Directory things, right? So we are using some Azure Active Directory groups, and we have required some different Active Directory Foundation services sort of things. So we were just talking about next slide sort of thing. So this is the things we need to understand about the applications. Okay, multi-factor authentications, how it's going to working, image, the Microsoft Azure AD is gonna working. Okay, the configure authentications, how the authentication works working inside this. Okay, then configure Microsoft Azure AD privileges, identity management, so monitor privilege access, configure access reviews, and activate privileged identity management sort of things. And configure Microsoft Azure tenant security. So we have some different tenants and how this subscription is gonna working. So this is about what the manage identity and access management. So in this we are just working on the how to identify the things, how it's gonna working. So my dear friends, this is the implement and the manage hybrid identities. This is the particular software you're gonna use it. So your existing Active Directory users going to be migrate to the Active Directory clouds. Okay, so this is the softwares you will be download. We were just talking about some practicals and just once we just learn it. Okay, so this is Microsoft Azure Active Directory. You can gonna download from the internet, from the websites of Microsoft, and then you can gonna run this particular configure Azure Active Directory connect. Okay, and what sort of the roles you're gonna providing to this is you just find out okay, password hash interesting combinations sort of things or different things you just want to use it. Okay, then you can connect the Active Directory. So this is the credentials you're going to provide. So global administrators, you need to provide the credentials same time. Okay, and then you just want to create some Microsoft multi-factor authentications comes to the picture. So the text message will be coming to your handset, so you can just provide the things. Azure Active Directory sign in. So this is the different domains you need to be logging out of. Suppose if you're working in any company, so that you first of all you need to be add the domains into it, and then this is reflecting same time. Okay, so this the thing is important. First of all, if you have existing Active Directory in your existing environment, okay, so never go for sync all the domains and OUs. Okay, so it will check each and everything will be synced in your Active Directory. So you need to create an organization unit in your existing Active Directory domains, and then you need to be sync all the users, which is the existing requirement in the company. Okay, so you can go for the users will be coming synced into the cloud environment same time. So you can create separate OU and then move all the users into the OU, and then sync the particular OU from your existing Active Directory. Then it will be the application and synchronization been going on with your cloud Active Directory versus your existing things. Okay, identify users. So we have to identify what sort of users is talking about here. And then we need to provide some users, synchronize all users and devices. This is working over same time. So Azure Active Directory identify protections, why we required, how it is risky. Okay, so this is sort of things we need to be take care. So we have as silent activity and risk levels. Okay, so if we just talking about some risk levels, okay, in the Active Directory, in the Azure platform is the cloud computing security, right? So first thing is this: the users with leaked credentials. Okay, so users is the leaked credentials, and somebody will get the access, and this is the high risk. This thing is available, right? So never share your credentials to anybody. And the second thing would be your users. Your credentials should be all with the keywords should be. This is the features available into this Azure things. We will just check it out, practical things, next few slides later. And then the keyword is available, so you can store your keys into the keyword same time. Okay, and the second thing would be the sign in from anonymous IP addresses. Okay, so medium, if you the IP addresses are missing, okay, different IP addresses, miscommunications is going on, and if you're not providing the right concept of your IP addresses, so this is the medium sort of tricks. Okay, so sometimes if you're not providing the good naming conventions and IP addresses, what is the subnet IP addresses, what is the gateway IP addresses, what is the IP address of your virtual machines IP addresses. So you need to be take care all the time that what needs to be what the IP address is, and the naming conventions should be all the time. You need to be aware about it. Okay, so the planning part, how do you architecture your Azure? This is the things you need to be provide the information same time in the written. Impossible travel to a typical location. So we have different locations. We're talking about some 3D architectures things. Okay, so we can what sort of things, what sort of resources we need to be allocate in different locations. We need to be take care about it, okay? And because it is required for the data replications and going on with this geolocations important, okay? And what sort of storage sort of things you're going to providing in the same time, and how's the what synchronization going on with one locations to another locations is also what the things you need to be take care as a security guys. Sign in and interactive devices. Okay, so what are different devices, interactive devices? So if you are going to the multi-factor authentications or Active Directory, you just find out the number of users, what they are doing it, and everything. The block trails is available, so you can just find out which device is blocked when, which time, and what sort of resources it will be accessed by the particular resources. So this is sort of things you can just checking it out for the forensic investigations purpose. Okay, and the sign-ins um, from IP addresses and subscriptions activity. So you just check out what type of suspicious activity will be happening, and what are the different IP address. So if you are going to implement some uh, uh, Azure what SIM solutions like security centers into the Azure, so then you can just find it out what are the IP address is coming from and what type of activities has been done. So it's all things will be available into the Azure log analytics things. Okay, you can just check it out everything. Sign-ins and unfamiliar locations, so different locations is also important as a business continuity plan and disaster recovery plan. So what type of locations or what type of things you're going to provide and what type of posting is important to understand. Things you need to be take care. Okay, so we have the things available, configure Azure privileged access management sort of things. So we have the views available. So what is the requirement of privileged access management? Okay, so the thing is to understand the create and access reviews, the start date, okay, the frequencies, the select role memberships, and select the viewers self orders. Okay, so the privileged access management requirements be just because of what type of approvals, what type of what access required by the different person. Okay, so you can just check it out if the approval has been done or not. Okay, who's going to access what? Okay, so suppose you're just going to provide access to the users, and after the 90 days, the users don't require sort of access, so it is automatically expired the access in time. So that is why the privileged access management is important aspect is one of them. So if you just take a look on my screen, so you are just providing over there. Azure Privileged Identity Access Management. If you're going there, and you just find it out the different role aspect. Okay, what sort of roles is want to provide to the users, eligible roles, active roles, what are and the expired roles. Okay, so privileged access management, what it is providing for the contractors, the third parties, vendors. Okay, suppose you're just going to provide the limited access and time of 1 month or temporary access to the users, and sometime later you just forgot to remove the access of from the users. Okay, so it will as per the specific time it will automatically expire uh, the remove the accessibility from the user side. Okay, you just find out number of things. Okay, what type of request you just wanna providing, okay, to the specific user. Okay, so you will just check it out, what type of member, request, reason, okay, request time, the directive. So you can just check it out, all sort of things. Okay, and this is the approval request. Once it is going to be request. Okay, it is going to your managers of a contributor global administrators, and then once he approved, you suppose the concerned manager is going to approve the request, then it is going to be used, will be available to the particular user. Okay, so it is the privilege, what type of privilege is going to providing is what type of request is going to provide, what type of approvals it will be getting or not approvals. If we are not getting the approvals, so we will the users don't have the permissions to to access the resources same time. Okay, so what type of AD roles and resources we're going to provide to the specific user. Okay, so assign the rules and activate the rules and approve the request. Okay, so this is the what the things is going to working in the privilege and identity access management. Okay, so the pending request, suppose the request is sending the request to the specific manager. Okay, so once it is approved by the manager, then it will, what accessibility has been done. Okay, and this is the reviews access, what type of access has been provided, what the usernames and date, okay, remaining items. So everything's in front of you, what to accessibility to providing to all of the users same time. So this is the beauty about this privilege access management, so that the permissions, okay, you can just provide and approvers, request, everything. So you can just review the accessibility same time. So this is, what the management sort of things is a very important aspect in the privilege access management of the, okay, into this. Okay. Okay, so I hope you guys understand the privilege access management. So PIM, the start date, the frequency, select role membership, select reviews, self or others, and uh, upon completion. So what this is sort of things, it will be available. Okay, so is the no change, remove access, approval request, check recommendations. So this is sort of things you can just provide a security levels. Okay, the what type of permissions you're gonna provide the specific resources. So it is the important things. You can just manage it. Suppose if you're working in an environment like Active Directory or the resources you have created in the traditional security, right? So what type of resource sharing permissions and the security permissions. So this is the security permissions, what type of permissions you're going to provide to the users and how much time or who's going to approve. This is sort of things is going to working in this Azure privilege access management sort of things. Okay. So we have another thing is transfer Azure Active Directory tenant across subscriptions. Why? First of all, the thing is important to understand why we're going to transfer the subscriptions to the different locations. Okay, because we have multiple tenants available. Okay, the first thing is this. Okay, and suppose we have we require some sort of accessibility or some sort of resources we need to provide. Okay, and sometimes your company's mergers acquisitions is going on, so you need to provide the accessibility to some other different teams. Okay, the same times, that you need to transfer the Active Directory tenant across solutions. So how this looks like, I will just want to provide to you how to do it. So there's a subscriptions if you're going here, and then you just find out here. And it is right now it's a free trial. So okay, so there is nothing to what we can transfer it. Okay, this is a change directory. This is the options available right now. So you can just change directory, and then what is a new directory you need to provide over there, and then provide a new directories. Then it will be what changing this particular subscription to different one. So my question is as far as why we're going to create the subscriptions. Is anybody have answers? Why we require the subscriptions? Any answers to you guys?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, as per my understanding, for getting a license or something else, as per my understanding, sir, for getting a license or yeah, or reduce the cost, you can say that.
No, not exactly. Not exactly.
Not exactly. Okay.
The thing is too important here, my dear friends. Yes, first thing is licensing sort of things. Okay, so
Hi, Mahesh.
yes.
Yeah, it's regarding if suppose if you have to create any resources under that, so every ID will be having one like a subscription. So this subscription is unique to you, and this is unique to you, and it is used for that thing.
Yes, you're right. So I'm going to add something into this. First of all, we require the subscriptions because of we have different clients. Okay, the global clients we have. Okay, and then what we have some different subscription IDs is required. It should be generated in the same time. Okay, so what is the what billing? What is the exactly use cases? What is exactly things are working in a exactly in the subscription of the client? So we can just go for the things and then we can just check it out. Yeah, this is the subscription, this is the client, and this is the billing sort of thing. So cost management and management of your resources, that sort of things we are just going to be taken into the subscriptions. And that's why we need to do it. Okay, and sometimes we need to change direct going to transfer the billing ownership. Okay, so that is why we need to create a subscription, and then you can provide transfer billing to some different person. Okay, and you can also change the directory same times, and you can rename it. Okay, and you can cancel subscription same times. Suppose you have 5 clients and 3 of them are closed. Okay, so you can cancel the subscription same times. Okay, so there is no billing inside this particular of your subscriptions. Okay, and you can also upgrade the same time if you have new things available. Okay, so for the logs activity, what things we have going to create. So if you have worked into the Azure environments, you have basic understanding what things we have just created, what sort of things we have done it. So all things will be timestamped, will be coming here, and then you can check it out. Yeah, this is happened. Okay, and what type of permissions into the particular subscriptions. So this is the identity access management. This is things we were just talking about the next slides, how the AM works. Okay, so what sort of rules assignments you're going to provide, what deny permissions is all about, and the classic administrator sort of things, and what different tools inside this Azure. Okay, so we have the rollback access control as well. We have privilege access management as well. Okay, so we have some owners and we have some contributors. So roles is there. Okay, and what type of permissions we're going to provide to the contributors. This is also available. Okay, suppose we just want to provide the contributor role to the specific person. Okay, so what sort of things he can do it. These are the permissions is available. So he can do he or she can do these sort of things same time. Okay, so there's a role-based subscription. Okay, and we have also checked the privilege identity access management as well. Okay, what are privileges? So both things are some different things. Okay, we just
Mahesh, sorry for interrupt. Mahesh, sorry for interrupt. My name is Ali. So my query is in here. We do have Office 365 license. Okay, we are recently purchasing our organization Office 365. Can we convert to AD also? Can we create in AD that same domain in local in my organization, and that can be synced with IDs?
Yes, exactly. The thing is important to understand, my dear friends, is if you have existing Office 365 environment, right, and if you have a Exchange servers inside is and Active Directory is separate of your internal organizations. Okay, so what you're going to do it, first of all, you need to purchase the license of Active Directory premium services. Okay, so premium services, once you getting the license from the Microsoft, and then all the users are available into this Azure Active Directory platform. I will show you. No problem with this. Okay, and then
Okay.
What are the permissions? What the multi-factor authentication is going to working once the users are available into the Active Directory of Azure side. So this is all together. It's a separate license you need to be purchased. Okay, and then I will let you know how things are working. Okay, and things will be break. The users assigned are rollback access controls. Okay, we have already checked this rollback access control. So we have checked about we have different contributor roles, and we have what are permissions inside this. Okay, okay, and also the keywords. Okay, the keyword permissions, service and administrators manage identities. And to do so, owners existing on both subscriptions cannot be done with the CSP in image subscriptions also altogether right now. Okay, so the matter of fact that you need to understand here, we have subscriptions available. What we have some subscriptions, and we have what rollback has control sort of things. We have some administrators control. We have some keywords. Okay, and we have managed identity sort of things. So these are the things available into the subscriptions. Suppose you're going to change the subscriptions, you're going to migrate the subscriptions. So all sort of permissions, this is rollback users, rollback access controls, service and co-administrators and keywords. What are all the passwords inside this keywords? Okay, manage identities are just moving to the different subscriptions in times. Okay, so this is mergers, acquisitions, clients available, so you can create for things, and then client is no more. You can just delete the subscription same time, so there is no billing sort of things. So this is going to work all together into the Azure environment. Okay. So guys, we have already checked this one, how things are going to working. Okay, so this is the change directory. So we already checked it out here, how it's going to working. Okay, the directory is going to working. both subscriptions again, and then you can just going to switch the directory same time. Okay, you're going here, and then you can just have a change directories of options available. Go here, and we have only one subscriptions available. That is one. If we have multiple clients, we have different subscriptions available, and then this is the things. The change directory is available right now. Okay, this is a transfer billing ownership. Suppose you're just going to transfer the role, the billing ownership. Okay, some different persons available in the company. Okay, and the finance person, the finance team is going to ask you that what type of billing sort of things we need to check it out, so you can just transfer the billing ownership to the finance team same time. Okay, and then the change directory, so you can do, and the cancel subscription. Suppose this the client is is no more. Okay, so you can cancel subscription, so there is no billing for the particular subscription same time. So if you're going for the cost management prospects and the budgeting sort of concept, so it is that doesn't require management sort of things. We're just talking about management and budget. Next few things in the center, some security center as well. Okay, then we move to the same one. Okay, so this is going to work in my defense.
Yeah,
So,
what is it change directory?
Platform protections is 35 to 40%. So this is one of the domains, the domains in the AZ 500 sort of things. So here in this we need to implement network security. Okay, so if you have guys a background of networking sort of things, if you know that how the firewalls is going to working, how the network security gateway is going to working, how the network communication is going to working to one and to source to destination side of sort of things. Okay, you need to understand some VMs handling sort of things. Okay, virtual machines, how can we migrate the virtual machines, how the VNet we need to edit, what is subnet, what is gateway, what is routing, all sort of things need to be take care about into this implement and platform protection sort of things into this. Okay, so then you just move to the next things. Okay, so create and configure a network security groups, right? So the network security groups is it is going to be used because of we have inbound connectivity and we have some outbound connectivity. It's just going to filter the traffic same time into this. Okay, Azure platform, right? So if you just take a look from here, how it looks like, how it's going to working sort of things. So you can go for networking sort of things. If you can go from here. You can go for networking sort of things, or you can this is network security groups, my friend. So if you just going to the particular portals, and then you can go into create some network security groups, so you can filter the traffic, the inbound traffic to outbound traffic. Okay, what traffic coming from outside to inside. Okay, and what traffic going to inside to outside, sort of things. You can just gonna create this sort of things. Okay, so you can just download the template. Okay, and then you can gonna use for different applications same time. Okay, so we have one or more thing is special rules is there into this network security groups. If you have created the access control list inside the routing, if you have networking background, right, so you can understand how to filter the traffic. Okay, so you can filter the traffic which is coming from outside to inside and inbound to outbound traffic, how it's going to work in. So if you are a Azure, background you have, if you understand the cloud computing and the basic fundamentals you have clear. So network security group is very important to understand, because it is the thing is you need to be what the traffic is going, how the traffic is going on, what type of traffic it is. It's a HTTP traffic or it's a TCP sort of traffic. So you need to be providing informations to the in the network security groups, that how the rules gonna working. Okay, we have the special rules available into this into the Azure side of Microsoft own IP addresses 168.63.129 and 16. So this is the IP address is owned by the Microsoft. Okay, you will not get this particular IP address. The second thing will be the outbound port 1688 reserved for KMS. Okay, so KMS is basically it is used for key management service. Okay, keyword management services, and it is what the result port is 1688. Okay, so this port you cannot use at the same time because it is outbound port for to access the resources from the outside. Okay, suppose you have created the virtual instances or Windows or Linux platform sort of things. If you're going to access the the VMs from outside, so you can just get at the same time. Okay, just wait a second here. Yes. So network security groups is we have second things available. So routing, how routing is going to working. So system routes, we have some custom routes, and we can provide some border gateway protocols, route priority. Okay, so user defined routes. Okay, BGP route and system routes. The prefix is 0.0.0.0 and routing examples of sort of things. Okay. So and is anybody tell me that what is the routing use cases into the um, into the Azure platform, because it is used in AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, everywhere they required. Okay, so what is the use cases in the routing into this Azure platform? Anybody will answer to me?
So routing, basically, I think it's used to, like, suppose if I'm having different traffic range and I have to bound this traffic so that it should go to this traffic only. Like some based on some IP subnet, you can route the traffic. It's basically used for that.
So because UDR is basically the USP of the Azure, right? So by using the UDR, you can manipulate the routing tables. But in AWS and GCP, there is a limitation.
Anybody will answer to me? Any other? Why we require routing?
I'm just guessing that, like, I'm not sure if my answer is correct, but I believe the last answer that we received was for load balances. I believe that like this routing, the network security group routing, I think it's for like from specific IP addresses or from specific locations. If we are like receiving a request, we can route it to some other section. For example, if I'm getting an admin request from some place that is not my corporation, for example, I'll expect that if an admin request is coming, it's coming from the head office itself. So I'll make sure that it is routed to the correct location. But if it's coming from like let's say from my home, if the admin request is coming, I believe it should not be like routed in the same way.
Yeah, that's exactly the right thing. So we need to provide some custom routing. Okay, so where the traffic will be going to the source to destination side. Okay, so that is why we need to provide some custom routing same time. So we are using into this BGP bridge protocols. We are going to use it into this, and we have to provide some suffix sometimes. Okay, so you need to be modify the routing in the same time. Okay, if you have to provide some priority as well. Okay, which route's going to first, which route's going to be last. Okay, suppose if you're just talking about if your traditional networking sort of things. Okay, so somebody will going to be access your firewalls. Okay, so first of all the rules will be checked same time. Okay, which rules going to be checked first, which rules checking second things. Okay, the third things. And if we're talking about the routing, so first of all, which if we have static routing and we have dynamic routing. So we are just talking about into this static routing basically. Okay, so we have customized routings, we can go for it into the Azure side. Okay, so there's things available into the AWS and Azure. Every cloud vendors you just find out. You need to be do. Okay, so we have another thing is there into this Azure firewall. So Azure firewall is managed a cloud based network security service. Okay, so Azure Firewall is a managed cloud-based network security service that protects your Azure virtual network resources. It's fully stateful firewall as service with built-in high availability and unrestricted cloud scalability. Okay, so we in this particular slide, if you just check it out, we have two different scope 1 and scope 2, and we have two different availability zones, and we can create the firewalls. And then by default, if you're just talking about your traditional firewalls, you're talking about in the cloud. firewall which is talking about. In the cloud firewall, Azure firewall is what by default all traffic is denied. Okay, so you need to be allow what traffic you need to be going to connect, what traffic you need to communicate to outside and inside sort of thing. So you need to create the rules that you have created the what the LAN to WAN zones, WAN to LAN zones, and if you created the LAN to VPN zones. So these are sort of things need to be created into the Azure firewalls, right? So if we're just going here and we're just going to create some firewalls. Okay, so this is the firewalls is available.
Yeah, Mahesh, sorry to interrupt you. I think your battery is low. Can you please check?
Yeah. Nope. Yes, guys. Sorry for interrupt you. Okay, so I got a call from my office, so that's why. Yes. Okay, guys. So we're just talking about some firewalls, right? So we have firewalls available. Okay, into the in Azure environment, right? So what the thing is available. So we need to create some firewalls weekly, and then we need to provide some public IP address accessibility sort of things. Okay. So we need, what is communication to outside and what type of your internal network. Okay, because address space you need to provide, subnet you're providing, and virtual networks you need to provide it over there same time. Okay, and which regions you want to create this particular firewalls. This is also is important to understand. Okay, and there is free trial, and then you need to provide a resource script. Okay, so resource scripts we need to provide for what all the resources will be the same sort of regions. Okay, so suppose if you are working in an environment, okay, and the clients have some different firewalls, and they will say that they require some connectivity from the the firewalls. Okay, so we can go for the marketplace, and then we can find out some more firewalls available. Wait a second. So web-based application firewalls we are just talking about. So it is basically used to map with the applications. It is deployed into your web server same time. Okay, so web-based firewalls, the policy is going to work into your Azure environment same time. Okay, so we have firewalls have WF sort of firewall policies we can gonna create, and the another one we are just talking about here is traditional firewalls. Okay, so it is what type of traffic is going to be moved, and what type of uh, what the rules or subscriptions you're gonna providing same time to in your firewall things. Okay, so this is gonna working in the firewall sort of things, and we have some configure endpoint security within the virtual machines. Okay, so in the security center, so how many guys are worked till now? The security centers till now.
Yeah, I have worked on SOC safely, but they have the server side and on-prem.
Okay, so all together, we are just talking about the Azure endpoint security solutions, or we have security center sort of things. Which is, if you have guys worked on the SIM solution, okay, SIM solution means the security incident and event management sort of things. So in the SIM solutions, what you're going to do, you have any incident will be happen, and what type of events will be coming, okay, and then what sort of things you need to be provided solutions in time, okay. So Splunk is one of them, and if you're talking about from traditional SIM solutions, so we have Splunk, Allen Vault, Cisco Allen Vault, Cisco Radar, ArcSight. We have different SIM solutions available. So this is the traditional sort of things. Okay, if you're talking about some cloud computing, how do you manage all sort of things? Okay, so we have security centers inside this your Azure portal as well. Okay, so what they are doing it exactly. This endports not installed on the Azure VM, so it is also the paid. Your security center is paid. Okay, what type of services you wanna check it out? We are just going to next two slides. You will just find out. And endpoints and not installed on the non-Azure computers. Okay, so endpoint is what installed on the non-Azure computer. Suppose if you install some customized applications, customized operating systems on the Azure portal side. Okay, so we require some endpoint protections need to be available on the same time. Okay, so once you enable the endpoint protection, so whatever the updates, okay, the health checks, the signatures, the real-time protections, okay, and not reporting unknown sort of things. So you will just find out this is the fully patched, updated or not updated. This sort of things you just find out the things, okay, into this security centers. So any companies require the security updates because of different attacks will be exposed. If you're talking about some backdoor attacks, okay, and somebody will going to do some web application attacks, okay, somebody will going to do DDoS attacks. That is why your systems need to be updated, patches updated all the time, okay. And especially for the Windows operating systems, like if you have servers installed and that server is on the 2012 servers, 2019 servers, okay, same time, and the endpoint protection is not enabled, and due to this, your system is not patched, okay, and somebody is going to hack your systems from the man-in-the-minute attacks has been done, and backdoor attack has been done, or we can say the spoofing, okay, the IP spoofing and the spoofing sort of things can be done, okay. So these are sort of informations, okay, the security protections, security requirement, and what type of security implementations on your Azure portal sort of things. So this is all things you will just find out in the endpoint security solution in the system centers things, okay. I will let you know, okay, don't worry about it. So security center supports on endpoints not installed on VMs, endpoints we are just talking about, okay. So another thing is the configure VM security is also the part of security center. So same time, so protect virtual machines by using authentications and access controls, okay. So we have role-based access control sort of things we can manage through the security centers at same time, and use multiple virtual machines for better availability, okay. So we have some different availability zones, different virtual machines available, okay. We have availability set for load balancers sort of things. So it's inbound load balancers, outbound load balancers, is the traffic manager sort of things. Okay, we can just manage better availability, better management on the VM side, so we can manage through the security centers. Okay, it is also used for the product against malware. Okay, it's free of cost, nothing needs to be done about it. And manage your virtual machines updates. Okay, we are already talking about, so if your patches should be updated. That's why, you know what, the hacker is not going to be hacked. The ransomware attack or WannaCry attacks is not going to be impact, and when the middle attacks and the backdoor attacks will not be, you know what, working. So we have to take in the Azure production plan sort of things, separate costing is there in the Office 365 environment. So sort of things, if you have security center availability and manageability sort of things, so you have benefited the what sort of, you know, security things you have applied on the Azure things. Okay, and manage your virtual machine security posture. So Azure security centers, you can, you know what, check it out, all sort of things. What are security postures inside the security centers, and monitors virtual machine performance. Okay, so Azure Monitor is a different altogether the functionality. Okay, so you can just check it out what type of for performance of the virtual machines. Okay, because if you have is going to, if you have a company where the online gaming sort of things, or Netflix sort of websites. Okay, so the online movie sort of things. So the latency is more important of your you know what, networks, and also VM performance is also important. Okay, so we have different if you're talking about some storage prospects, so we have SSD storage, we have some SSD storage. Okay, so performance, if you are talking about, we have to go for some premium services of storage. Okay, so SSD need to be uh, deployment into the virtual machines, and then it is going to provide you the better performance. So who's going to suggest you this sort of things? This is suggested by the Azure Monitor sort of things. Okay, in the system center things. And the another thing is encrypt your virtual hard disk files, Azure Drive encryption. So if you're just talking about in the traditional way, yeah, Azure is fully encrypted, but what about the hard disk encryption sort of thing? So you can also encrypt the hard disk as well same time. So it is better security prospects. If you're talking about the cloud computing sort of things, if the hacker is going to hack your systems, okay, but he is not able to, you know what, crack the hard disk at the same time, because it's also the you know what, encryption is available. Another things we have just right now is configure system upgrades and Azure virtual machines. So we have 3 copies of pre-log analytics space available into this Azure site. We're just talking about. We are just going to check it out. Okay, and we have an automations accounts, and we have some hybrid then worker as well. So Azure update management log analytics going to working. So it is going to be update to your management. Okay, it is going to be provide the monitoring controls agents, how it's going to working. So just we have just take a look at security centers and also the Azure sort of things. The first things we just talking about the Azure centers. The security centers we're talking about here. Okay, guys, so this is the security center. This is looks like your security incident event management sort of things. Okay, and the overall the policies and the compliance is available. Okay, how much it will be matched. Okay, if you're just talking about some ISO 27000 compliance in the company, ISO, TCP, and Azure CIS sort of things. So how much, you know what, pass the controls. Okay, it is automatically suggest you that go for the ISO compliance, and if you have auditor comes, and then he will just find checking out of your Azure portals, what sort of permission security things and services, how to secure, how does, you know, data leakage sort of things happen. So this is how much how much, you know, pertain, how much past controls, the same things is available same time. Okay, subscription coverage is 1% is one total right now. Okay, security center hygiene is okay. So low, medium, and high securities. Okay, we have identity access control sort of things. We need to be go for in data storage and resourcing, compute resources. So how healthy this those sort of things, it will be just the same time over there. If you're going further, then this is networking sort of things. We'll see that what type of, you know, monitoring healthy networking sort of things or not. Okay, and review and improve your source. So this is also review, providing review, and also providing solutions. What sort of vulnerabilities into the particular of your network side, your storage side, of your subscription sites, of your ISO 27000 control site. So it will, you know, provide information. So you can just take a look of things. Okay, so they're getting started. So the pricing and settings. Okay, what type of pricing of the particular subscriptions, it will gonna tell you. Okay, what sort of coverage is it all about, what is security secure code also is there. Okay, So all things which is talking about here, which is tell you step by step. Okay, so regulatory compliance, how does it matter? Okay, so 17s are made and two are failed. So what two are failed, we can just going to check it out, and we can also download the report and sending to the the regulatory compliance teams. So these are the things we have just passed it. Okay, so this is which you understand, and what's we're talking about some different resources sort of things, and what are the what healthy things. Okay, the overview sort of things, and we have VNet sort of things. Okay, what are VNets are inside this. So different networking. If you're creating the subnets, you're creating gateways, you're creating some different networking features. You can use it. So all things are coming here. Okay, and it will tell you that how much secure or how much what things need to be taken get all about it. Okay, so data storage, same things is applied here. So the security hygiene. Okay. Okay, so do we have any security alerts? So it will gonna say tell you that what type of security alert, and we can report it CSV report, and we can gonna use it. So currently it is a free of free trial, and we have not created too much things inside this particular Azure. That's why we have not find out the number of things. But you can if you can go for 30 days trial period, and you can create your own things, and then you can just take a look what sort of things it looks like. Okay, so there's a security centers.
Yeah, Mahesh, I have a query here.
Yes.
Does the security center compliance stats covers only the services opted from Azure, or does it also include the security controls deployed individually?
It is suggest you that what sort of things you have created, the what sort of things you have in your deployment into this particular subscriptions. Okay, suppose I'm going to use some load balancers, I'm going to use some virtual machines, I'm going to use some networking things. Okay, so the security compliance, what sort of things is you have created, or what sort of parameters the control sort of things. So it will suggest you that what things is available, what controls you have is there, and what needs to be changes at the same time. So it will provide you overall subscription information, what resources, what sort of things you have created, and this is depend on subscription to subscription basis.
So it's only relies on the subscription, not on the individual controls deployed.
No, not exactly, because subscriptions is important here, my dear friend, because all sort of things, whatever you're going to create, this is subscription things when are working. Individual things is not concerned. So suppose I'm creating some VNets, okay, and then I'm going to check it out here. There is no use of it, because in the if you're working in a company, right, we have web servers available, we have load balancers, we have VNets, we have subnet, we have gateway, we have each and everything. Okay, so suppose in our same like our traditional environment sort of thing. So once the auditor will be coming, okay, suppose if you're going for ISO 27000 or SOC sort of things. Okay, so overall, what things will be checking at the same time, what sort of vulnerabilities into the firewall, right? And what is the vulnerability in the VMs, and what is the vulnerabilities inside this particular networking game. Okay, so everything is different sort of things, and it will reflect you different things like storage, like networking, every those sort of things. And then you can work around all sort of things. Yes, this is the identity access management sort of things. Yeah, I need to check it out. Okay, this is networking sort of things. I have to check it out. The risk is there, so you need to be fix it out the same things. Okay, and if you what are recommendations, what type of resolve things, what are the vulnerabilities, improvement sort of things, it will suggest to same time. For more information, so you can respond for documentations, and then you can just read it out everything about the security centers. So suppose if you're working, it is gonna working like you're working in a company, traditional things, and what are things you're working all together. So it's a new features coming into the Azure. Okay, so you can gonna use it, but it is paid. Okay, so you can use whatever the use cases of your company. Okay, what things you required of certain sort of things. So before you're going to implement all sort of things, okay, first of all, let's take a look at the pricing part. Okay, we have some premium services, we have some different services. Suppose if I'm talking about some identity access management sort of things. Okay, so what type of security or what type of things is available? Okay, so what are the different functionality? Okay, so the spread accounts with the owner permissions should be removed from you. These things. Okay, so we have different policies available. Okay, we have low impact, we have high impact sort of things. So everything is what is available in the same portal sort of things. So sometimes what in the if you're talking about some working environment in the MNCs, you have created a number of things, but you don't know how secure your environment it is. So the security center is going to provide you, yes, we have some bridges in the security, in the vulnerabilities, it's in the networking side, we have some bridges into the storage side, so you can just fit the same sort of things. That is why we are using the SIM solutions. Okay, the SIM solution security and event management is going to provide you the different events. They're providing the alerts. Okay, suppose something's going to be hacked. Okay, some DDoS attack has been done, and then when the middle attack has been done, so it will be checked by your security center services. The IP address is coming from there, and these sort of things. This the security breach you have. That is why it is hacked. Sort of things. Okay, so all things are provided by the Microsoft. Then you can just check it out. Sort of things. Okay. So altogether, we have those log sort of things. Okay, so we have log management is there. Okay. Okay, so what sort of activities is here? We usually take a look different logs. Okay, so we have 6 hours, we have 30 days, or we have 2 months, and we have customized things available. Okay, so you will check it out all together, all things. Okay, it's a paid subscription. That is why it is showing we have different integrations. It will show you same kind. Okay, so one other group Wednesday, what things have been done, what is the event IDs, who's creating, what things created, what is successful, not successful, and these are the events will be coming here. Okay, so what are the different events we have created, what type of things we have removed, so everything you just find out here. Okay, so we have some create custom role-based access controls we have. So assigning scopes, subscriptions, resource groups, resource also controls who can view, modify, and delete the roles, when to use, when built-in rollback access control does not work. Okay. So the matter of fact that guys, we required more security parameters like privilege access management we have provided. We have security centers we have provided. This is the rollback access control. So what type of different tools you're going to provide it. Okay, and suppose you're providing some contribute rules. Okay, so what he can do it. Okay, so this is what to modify, what to what view, what who can delete, what sort of roles you're going to provide it. So this is also important sort of thing. So you can just go here and RBAC. It is all applicable. Is everything. Okay, suppose you're going to any instances, and then you can go for IAM. We can create one of them, and then we just take a look. This is naming convention should be, as per your documentations. It's important. This is the locations you need to choose it out, and then create this particular things. Okay, so this is created. Here it is. So this is the things if you check it, take a look at deployment in progress right now, and it is created. This is the deployment is working right now. Okay, so we just created right now. Then here we're going to IAM. Okay, then we have to go to roles. Then we have different roles available. So just take a look here. Suppose if we have it just talking about some contributor roles, we have some owner roles. So everything is there. Okay, so what sort of permissions in the owner? So as per the
Why is your
role-based
screen is
access,
freeze?
are you able to see the screen?
Yeah, now it is okay. Now it is okay.
Okay. So this is Azure data box, and what type of different? First of all, I've created some particular VNet, and then I'm going to owner permissions, and then permissions, and this is Azure sort of thing. So read, write, delete, and other actions. What sort of actions you're gonna do it? This is the we are talking about. This is permission for owner. Okay. So we have different permissions, rollback access controls we can want to provide. Suppose if say the person is the reader, right? So what sort of things he can do it? This what sort of permissions he has. Okay, so go for permissions and then you just check it out. What sort of permissions he can do it? Suppose in the Azure data box, what sort of things he can do? He can only read the things. Okay, he cannot write, he cannot modify, he cannot delete sort of things. So this is the things we are talking about here is role-based access controls. Right. So we just going further. So security policies. So security policies is one of the part of the security centers. Okay. So the security policies defines the set of recommended controls for resources within the specified sufficient or resource groups. The hardened VMs on the Azure, you can set security policies to manage vulnerabilities for VM. Okay, so in the security centers, you can create some policies, and then you can just find out what sort of different vulnerabilities in the networks, in the VMs, in the different the features which you are going to use it. Okay, so it will gonna share you what sort of permissions, what sort of policies, and if it is match the policies and what needs to be done. So these sort of things you're gonna create it into the Azure environment. Okay, so we have another thing is Azure Resource Logs. So Azure Resource Logs, have you ever done it till now or not? Have you guys worked till now Azure Logs or not till now? Or what is use cases if you know that? Hello. Sorry, are you able to see the screen?
Yeah, we're able to see it.
Okay, so have you guys worked on the Azure Resource Logs till now or not? Anybody?
No, sir. No.
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay, so Azure Resource Logs is basically as per this particular Azure is management logs helps you to you prevent accidental deletion of modifications of your Azure resources, right? First thing. The second thing is you can manage these logs from within the Azure portal. Okay, to view, add, or delete logs, go to resource management sections of any resources getting buried, and then when you apply a log at a present scope or parent scope, all resources within that scope inherit the same log. So Azure Resource Log is basically it is use case used for because we have suppose you are working in a company where the 20 or 30 subscriptions is available. Okay, and sometimes you know what, if you're working same time and somebody will going to delete one of the resources, then what happened? You don't have to recover it at the same time. Okay, so if you have mistakenly accidentally delete the subscription sort of things, okay, any Azure resources, then there's a huge problem for you same time. Okay, so what you can do it, you can just enable the resource Azure logs same time. Okay, so if you Azure logs will be available, then it is not going to be accidentally delete same time. Okay, so to view or add or delete the logs, go to resource management, and then you can just resource and sign. Okay, and you once you are going to lock your parent scope. Okay, so parent for resource groups you have logged same times. Okay, and then within the all the source groups, all things will be applied, whatever things inside your resource groups. Okay, we have just take a look. We are going to anything we have created VNets. So I think it's available. It's connection, security. Yeah, there it is. If you just check it here, it's locked. Okay. So this is basically resource group. So you can what if we have not done anything like that. Okay. So you can go here and then you can just lock name and lock type. What sort of read only or delete. Okay. So this is but not going to be delete. So you can just go for delete and then private blocks and then you can enable it. Okay. So before it's going to be delete, it will be going to be asked you that do we have to delete or not delete. Okay. So it is not accidentally delete your VNet. Okay. So that is things we are going to be talking about. The Azure and resource locks is we are just talking about here. So accidentally delete, accidentally things we need to get about it. Okay. So the thing is important to understand is to create an Azure Security Center. So what is the use cases of the security centers? Why are we going to use it? Because we have checked different things like ISO 27000 policy sort of things, logs, and cost management sort of things. So we have all together some different things available in the Azure Security Center. So we have enabled the standard pricing tier, okay, and automatic provisioning of monitoring agents, system updates, okay, enable it, security configurations, endpoint protections, disk interruptions, network security groups, web application filter, and vulnerability assessment. So these are some different things which is going to be done through the security center. So you can just take a look that my systems are updated or not updated, my disk is encryption or not encryption has been done. The security groups are working or not working, or what type of what loop falls into the network security NSG groups. What the web application firewall is going to working, what type of traffic is going to filter, okay, what are the different vulnerability assessment vulnerabilities into the your Azure platform sort of things, okay. So all sort of things you can just go through it on the security centers baseline. Okay, so we have another managed security operations. So we have configured security services like monitoring. How um, in this slides we just talking about some configure Microsoft Azure monitors. Okay, configure Azure log analytics. Okay, logging and log retention sort of things, scanning, vulnerability scanning, how it's going to run it. Okay, and configure centralized policy management by using Microsoft Azure centers. Configure just in time. Okay, accessibility using this security centers, management security alert sort of thing.
My seconds think screen is struck. I can see only the Azure data box screen.
Okay, second. Yes, I hope you are able to see that. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes, now it's okay.
Okay, so we have this in the previous slides. We were talking about some create an Azure Security Center baseline and what the things need to be required. System updates and configure security configurations, endpoint protections, risk encryption, security, network security groups, and web application firewalls and vulnerability assessment sort of things. That is why we require security center, because it will gonna provide all sort of things which we're talking about right now. Okay. Altogether, we know that we have some different costing parameters. So before you're going to enable the features, first of all, you just take a look at what is the costing is all together. So we have managed security operations. So we have and configure security services like log analytics. Okay, so we have different logs will be available. The different resources. So how do you minimize it? Okay, how can we use it? Okay, and Azure monitor different things is for the pricing and the logging and security features is what Azure monitor will want to tell you. Logging and retention sort of things, scanning the vulnerability things gonna working. Okay, and we have some different alert sort of things. So this is gonna 20% weightage of the examinations which is gonna working. So configure vulnerability scanning. So okay, so you can wanna go for vulnerability scanning things is available in security centers, and then it's gonna working for you. Azure Security Centers, and we have I already suggest you that we have different pricing parameters. If you're going for the free tier, so we have only security policy assessment and the recommendations is available, right? in the free tier, okay, because if you're learning purpose, you can go for the free tier, but if you're going for the company, then you go for the standard tier sort of things. So you just find out suggestion time in virtual machine accessibility, okay, and security event collection and search, okay, advanced threat protections, built-in and custom alerts and threat intelligence, regulatory compliance review sort of things. So all together, you just find out each and everything in the standard tiers for security center. So same times you're gonna create some different resource into the AWS environment, and then you can just check it out whether it is whether it is as per security as the compliance it is met or not, or what are the different vulnerabilities, what are different attacks threats into your Azure environment, and then you can provide a solutions at the same time. Configure just-in-time virtual machines is basically just-in-time access by Azure Security Centers. 3 years. Suppose you require 3 years machines. Okay, some vendors will be available. Okay, or you can just provide the remote management of some of the virtual machines. Okay, to the Microsoft teams, Microsoft persons, or somebody third-party vendors. Okay, so what you can do you can just gonna create some virtual machines in time environment, and you can as per this particular, you can just take a look here as 3 hours. You can just want to provide 3 hours sort of things. Okay, and what sort of ports you can enable at the same time. Okay, so some third-party vendors is going to access your virtual machine, so you can provide 3389 is remote accessibility port numbers. You need to enable it. Okay, and then you can go for the 3 hours accessibility of the server same time. After 3 hours, it's automatically expire the sessions, expire the your machines at the same time. Okay, so that's just in time environment you will just find out in the security centers is one of the beauties of it. Okay, so configuration time access in the Azure virtual machines and configure the policies and the programmability sort of things. Okay, so if you guys are going auditors will be covering ISO 27000 and third-party vendors PPM auditing has been done, so you can say that the existing time machines frameworks you are going to use it for 3 years accessibility, 4 years accessibility of the particular third-party vendors, and then it will automatically disable the accessibility from the clients. So this is the things you can use it. Okay, so this was just in time. What you can just provide some different what type of ports need to be. You can going to open it, or what type of services protocols, TCP, IDP, or any services. Okay, and what's allowed IP address, source IP address. Okay, what type of allowed IP addresses and what's IP address going to use it. Okay, so this is what security features you can apply it. Okay, so what sort of port number will be incoming traffic, and what services. Okay, and what is the source IP address? You can just bind it from here. Okay, so this is the security things you can apply into the Azure portal existing time. A Microsoft Azure Monitor is also collecting the data. Okay, their applications, mobile applications data, and virtual machines data, Windows and Linux machines. So if you just go in the Microsoft Azure Monitor, so you can just find out number of data same time. Okay, exactly. Okay, so we are going to Microsoft Azure. This is the monitor sort of thing. So we have not studied till now. So this is the tutorials doing. So activity logs, metrics, logs, availability. Okay, so monitor logs is providing the different logs of your systems and how to analyze it, how the applications. So once we have just create some the instances, the different things, and then it is gonna show you the everything. Okay. Right now we haven't created, so this is not providing information sometimes. Okay, so we have custom alerts. We can wanna Azure Sentinel. We can gonna use it. Okay, what type of what alerts we required? Okay, suppose your web server is gonna running, and if the what memory or of your CPU utilizations is high. Okay, so you can just provide some sort of Azure Sentinel sort of thing. So if it is more than 70%, it will send you the alert same time. Okay, so you can configure in the Azure Sentinel some sort of things. Okay. Okay, we have another thing is secure data and applications. So 35% is basically policies, classifications, data retention, okay, data sovereignty, okay, and auditing databases. Okay, configure application security as configure as certificates into the secure AZ 500. So we just take a look here, create an application security baseline. So if you're talking about some Azure, so Azure is basically SSL and TLS certificates going to provide, and it is what 1.2 version is going to use it. Okay, so there is no downgraded things. So it's not recommended into the application sort of side. Okay, suppose you have clients and you have created some servers on the instances on the Azure portals, and the servers is going to use SSL TLS certificates is 1.2 version. Okay, and configure Microsoft Azure services to product web applications, create an application security baselines. Okay, so you have different options available to what for security parameters of the application side as well. So once we go in for a practical things, we just take a look. So another thing is we have managed permissions to secret certificates and keys. So suppose you have this management plane, you have user accessibility, administrators, keyboard, and contributors, and log analytics contributor ready. Okay, and we have some key permissions, what type of permissions on the particular resources at the same time if the key is going to be used. Okay, and the data plane policies requires contributor to set the policies. Okay, so different permissions we're gonna provide it. Manage permissions to secrets contributors. So suppose you apply this keyword contributor rules to the Azure side. Okay, and then the keyword contributors, and then you can provide what sort of things you can done by the contributors. Okay, so suppose you provide a key contributor rules, and then they get list, set, delete, these sort of things. What segregate the traffic, segregate the things. You just gonna check it out. Okay, example. So we have one example. The questions will be asked from your side is basically before we go into the questions, I will gonna share you some. The Active Directory is the part, right? So we'll just take a look. So how do you get the things? So suppose you're going to, first of all, you have to go to the Azure Active Directory, and then we have once you have migrated to the things like ADFS. Okay, so this is the things. Azure AD Connect. Okay, suppose you're just going to download this particular Azure AD Connect. Okay, so it will be synced your local exchange users. Okay, from Active Directory to the cloud. Okay, this is the Azure AD Connect. You're gonna use it. Okay, and once it is the users are available in the Azure Active Directory. Okay, all the users will be shown here same time. Okay, and then what you're going to do it, you can go for the multi-factor authentication same time. Okay, so you can create the groups as per the requirement of the company. Okay, and then we can provide those administrators same time. And if you're talking about what the devices that they're using, so all the informations are available. And the important thing is to understand here is multi-factor authentication when we apply. This is multi-factor authentications is all together, right? So in the multi-factor authentications, what you're going to do it, first of all, we have number of users are available. Okay, then we have to provide some what type of data, what sort of things use it. Okay, this is the free premium trial. this sort of use it, so activate some sort of things, and then working. Azure AD Premium P2, and this is Enterprise Mobility and Security 5. So this is the free trials you can create it in time. Okay, so we have configured the multi-factor authentication. So number of things it is not showing here. So we'll just create a multi-factor authentication sometime later, and then I will just show to you how it looks like. So we are here, end of slide. So the question is from my side is, if you are a global administrator for your company or organizations Azure subscriptions, you need to ensure other administrators cannot accidentally delete or a resource groups called RG1. So carry out the actions on the Azure portal to prevent the delegation of RG1. So what features you gonna apply here? You are the global administrator of the company, and you make sure that other different administrators not going to delete any subscriptions. So what sort of things you gonna apply here? Any answers? Are you
Yeah,
able to
we
see the
have
screen, guys?
we have locking option in Azure, like VNet level and different resource level. We have the locking options.
Yes, you're right. So we have Azure lockout sort of things we need to apply here same time. So accidentally it cannot be leaked. So we have locked the things. Okay. Okay, we have other questions from my side. Is your organization's plans to implement PIM, privileged access management, tenant management? What steps should you carry out in order to start the implementations of PIM? So these are the four things is available. Have Azure AD P2 licenses, constraint of PIM, verify your identity, sign up to your PIM role. So I would like to know how it is possible. What things we need to be check it out from if you're going to implement PIM, privileged access management. These are the four steps. So can you define it why it is?
Sorry, Mahesh,
So
we
first,
didn't get asking.
the thing is too important here. If your operations plans to implement privileged access management, what steps you should carry out in order to start the implementation of PIM? So these are the four steps I have write it down. So is it correct one or not correct one? And then if it is right, then how do you implement the PIM, privileged access management? The first things we need to have a Azure AD P2 license for the PIM, privileged access management. Yes, it's right one. We require P2 licenses first of all. Then second thing, the constant to PIM. What things we need to apply here? The privileged access management. Okay. And then verify your identity. Who the user you are, and who the users you would like to provide the privileged access management. Okay. And then who's going to approve it, who's going to provide the licenses, sort of things. Okay. Once sign up to the PIM roles, then you're going to sign up to the PIM roles. So PIM roles, privileged access management roles, what happened? Suppose the users from your company, auditors is coming in your company, and they require access for 3 hours or 4 hours. Okay, so what sort of permissions you going to provide to the auditors same time onto the system side, on the audit, finance audit sort of things? So you can apply this sort of things. Okay, so this is the pricing part is there. Okay, and what sort of permissions you're going to provide it. Okay, and identify users, and once it is approved for the management side, and then 3 hours after that it will be removed, expired the security privileges same time. So we have another question is there. So you are the Azure administrator for your organizations. Your IT managers have requested that users are not prompt for MFA when they sign in from the company internet. What do you do configure to achieve this? So this is the right answer or it's a wrong answer, and what's your expectations on this? Any suggestions, any advice you want to provide? Your company CEO doesn't want that multi-factor authentications. He would like to use it. So what you going to do it?
Yeah, we need to create the exceptions policy in MFA. So we will add that particular user to that exception list, so that particular user can't access. They don't have the MFA.
Yes, exactly. Because the important to understand here for what type of user it is. Okay, so we have to whitelist the trusted IP address, the source IP address. We need to trust. Okay, from the multi-factor authentications. Okay, so whatever the activities you need to perform in the multi-factor authentication, it will be write it down into the trial log on the Active Directory logs. Okay, so who's going to do why, what time, when? Okay, so those for these particular logs, okay, which is that is into this Azure Active Directory, it is used for the forensic investigations once any cybercrime has been done. Okay, so we need to whitelist the trusted IP address for multi-factor authentications if any person is not required without multi-factor authentication sort of things. Okay, and we have different things as all together in the Office 365 environment. We can go to the Office 365 portal, and if you have to go for the security and compliance tab, and then you need to be go to the user settings, and then you need to be disable the multi-factor authentication sometime. So we have different cloud, different things as we comes together. So if you have integrated your Active Directory with the cloud or your Office 365 and your Azure things are gonna working. So same times you're using single sign-on application sort of things, single sign SSO sort of things, and if any the changes on the Active Directory cloud, and it will be reflecting to all the applications of why the users is going to use it. Like MS Office Suite, he's going to use it, or the Azure portal is going to use it. What sort of permissions is going to provide it? So guys, today we are going to wrap up this class. So I hope it is very beneficial to you. So any questions you would like to ask to me?
Yeah, actually, can we get the recording session link, please?
Yes, I will provide you, no problem with this. I will say share this particular link, and you just going to my YouTube channel, and you just find out all the recordings which we have done it. Okay, so next time okay, I was going to start some the architectures, designing the blueprint sort of things, and we have to go for some more practical things which we have the things to understand here. First of all, we need to understand the concept, the logic, the basic things about the security, and then how do we implement. We will need to go for the second or third classes. We need to implement how things will be implemented same time into the Azure side. Okay, guys. So thank you very much for your time, and we will just reach you soon.
I know the